Today we're going to focus on some of the muscles that can limit rotation in the cervical spine. Hey guys, Chris Gerhardt, DPT, OMPT with Overhead Athletics. We're here to do a manual muscle stretch on Nate here to help improve his rotation. So during the assessment, we watched him do active motion testing, and he felt a pulling. So let's say he rotates to the left, he felt a pulling on this side. We confirmed it by raising his shoulder girdle, and he felt less of a pulling. We would then investigate that further through muscle length tests and manual muscle stretch. So the two most common muscles that we'd focus on are upper trap and levator. The thing we want to focus on in the cervical is to protect it. So we know that the discs at C4, C5, C6, they degenerate the most and the fastest. So when we rotate the neck, those are the ones that are going to move first. We always want to think about other pathology before we jump into any stretching. So we want to think about keeping the spine in a neutral position. To stretch those two muscles, levator and upper trap, they're located in the posterior of the neck. So we want to bias the table or the pillow and do a little bit of flexion. For levator, we're going to add side bending opposite the muscle we want to stretch, and then rotation opposite the muscle we want to stretch. So they're side bend and rotating to the same side. So we pre-position him. His neck is in neutral, and we push on the medial scapula. See what we feel. And we can compare both sides. And then for the stretch, I like to give a little traction with my left hand, just to take some compression off the neck. I'm taking up the slack, not through the rotation or side bending, but through the shoulder girdle depression. So we'll push it until he lets me know he feels a medium comfortable stretch. And from there we can do some hold relax techniques to help improve the mobility. So I would have him, when he tells me he feels the stretch, he would then shrug his shoulder up into my hand. Go ahead, Tim. He would hold it for 5 seconds and he would relax. If he feels the same stretch, we would do it one more time. So shrug up again. The same stretch sensation, relax. And if it's also the same, we would then hold out here. If he felt less of a stretch, which you see very often, we would then take up the slack more until he felt that medium stretch again. And then repeat the process until there was no change with the hold relax. We hold the stretch for approximately 30 seconds. And again, he's feeling the stretch on the back side of his neck. After the 30 seconds, we would then use reciprocal inhibition to maintain the stretch by activating his agonist. So we'd have him reach his arm to his feet, and I would hold his arm 5 seconds and relax. We then either retest passive motion, muscle leg testing, or have him sit up, do the rotation again. The other muscle we want to focus on is very similar. It's in the same area, upper trap. So everything is basically the same, except we can add a little more upper cervical flexion, and then the rotation will be opposite. So spine stays in neutral. I rotate him, or I side bend him rather, to the left. Rotate him to the right, just a little bit, and then can you tuck your chin for me? He actually tucks his chin, then he relaxes, and then we maintain that either with our body or with our hand. And then my pressure is going to be more lateral now, so I get more near the insertion, and then the same process would happen. So I'd say, ask him when he felt the stretch, a medium stretch, in the back side of his neck. And we would do the hold or relax sequence that we talked about with levator. Hold the stretch for 30 seconds, and then the reciprocal inhibition would be the same, where he reaches down to his feet. That's it. Yep. So we're now going to go over a self-stretch that the patient can then do at home to help reinforce what we did at the clinic. So we're going to do the same thing with upper trap and levator. So this one can be done in sitting. It can also be done laying, either way. But again, what we want to focus on with the stress with the patient is the neck position. So with the levator self-stretch, we're going to have him pre-position. So I guide him into the position. We work on that chin tuck. He's going to tilt and rotate, looking towards his other armpit. The stretch then is going to happen through his shoulder girdle depression. So sitting on the table or on a chair or something like that, he's going to then depress, keeping the neck in the right position. He's going to depress the shoulder girdle until he feels a comfortable stretch in this area. You can have the patient guide the motion with the hand, but we stress, no compression, maintain the pre-position, don't bring it further in. We take the slack up through the shoulder. He would hold that for 30 seconds. And then for upper trap, we would have him just guide his head. Instead of looking towards this armpit, we tilt, chin tuck, and look towards the other armpit until a stretch is felt in this area with that and the shoulder girdle depression. Hey guys, if you enjoyed our video, please like it so that we know what topics you guys are interested in. You can subscribe to our channel and visit us at overheadathletics.com.